Here he comes, Odysseus, a champion of Atlantis, sent to fight in my army. Join us, Orcanthus. You know the famous Odysseus, surely.
I know of him. Your reputation precedes you.
As does yours. Are you ready for the siege? We could use your advice in planning our attack.
As the commander here, I have already taken care of the plans, Odysseus. You and Orcanthus will take your armies and start the siege of the gates.
That's a fine start. What about the other armies?
Ajax and I will keep our men in reserve. When you get through, Ajax will rush his men in to clear out the Trojan defenders. Then I will enter and rescue Helen.
How's it going, guys?
Sir, there's no gold nearby. You'll need to find and take over one of Troy's mining operations.
Thank you, sir. Might have messed up just a little bit. I tend to switch my keys around for recording, and I switched them around for Torchlight last night because you used 1 through 0 as for your skills and potions, and I didn't want to use that for my recording. And I might have forgot I might have actually switched them back. So the keys that I use for Age Mythology, what I thought I was recording, I actually wasn't. So like 30 minutes of my time, which is completely wasted thinking I was recording. That's so ass. So, I asked you guys if you guys cared whether or not if I used cheat codes or not. There was no obligations. No one left any comments. So, well, guess we're using cheat codes. Like I said, I tried not to use cheat codes because it kind of takes the nostalgia away of actually struggling and stuff like that, and just building up a giant army and then just wiping them all out. But at this point. In my own stupidity, I forgot to remember which keys I had set. I'm gonna have to write those down. I apologize, I do not do this on purpose. I really don't. Like I said, I only use cheat codes when it's my own stupidity.
Έτοιμοι.
In this case, not accidentally recording and just wasting the 30 minutes of my goddamn time again. That's so annoying. I realized that when I went to go check my recordings and realized I hit the wrong buttons.
Βούλομαι. Πρόσεχε, βούλομαι.
So, basically, your whole goal and objective.
Πρόσεχε, ναι.
Is you have to get gold. In this case, we don't have to worry about that. But you have a marketplace over here, and you have a marketplace over here, and then you have Troy over here. And your whole objective is to actually break the gates of Troy. Which, in this case, we'll have more user time doing. That's so embarrassing. Funny, but embarrassing.
Πρόσεχε.
Like I was explaining the video thought I was recording, that you guys didn't get to hear. Two things. Ooh, I apologize. With Troy, always pay attention to your units, because Troy is a sneaky little one and will send cavalry and hoplites over here to attack your villagers, and they can be really goddamn annoying. Instances over here, your ships will tend to wander and come over to the naval dock area over here and lure enemy ships in. Another annoyance.
Πρόσεχε.
here. Make sure you wall off your entire base because Troy will. Even if you think there's like maybe a small chance that the AIS not smart enough to come down to the bottom way, trust me, they will take every advantage they can to try to get into your base and kill off your villagers. So, the other option. Need 20.
Πρόσεχε, έστω.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι.
That I will leave for you guys is
Μάλιστα.
I'll have commentary, of course, but there will always be like that random like 10-15 seconds of just delay of me concentrating. If you guys want, I'll actually add like music in there. I tend to use non-copyright music, which you can find on YouTube, which is actually really nice.
Έστω.
Λέγε.
So you guys can have some music too when I'm not commentating, if you guys want.
Μάλιστα.
Πρόσταγμα. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσεχε.
Ναι.
Like I always say, fishing boats and farms. Always make sure you have either one or two.
Πρόσταγμα.
Because where you may think that you may be grand in one area, the enemy will find a way to exploit you and wipe out your fishing boats, or continuously attack your town centers or stuff like that, where your farms are. So.
Λέγε. Μάλιστα.
Έτοιμη. Βούλομαι.
Wait till you guys get over here.
Πρόσταγμα.
So we can build this. Oh wait, I think we're already building that. Nope, we're not.
Πρόσεχε. Βούλομαι.
Πρόσταγμα. Πάνι.
And this is your only siege tower unit you get, so keep it alive as best as possible. To repair it, you just got a couple of villagers, and they tend to take wood or gold or something like that, and they should be able to repair it. At least now that's how it is in Age of Empires. Don't remember if that's how it is in Age of Mythology or not. Cavalry. One of the main reasons why I never use cavalry. 40-80. Cavalry is expensive as hell to use. They're a little, they're okay to use. Not really my favorite when it comes to using units, just because of how expensive they are.
Πρόσεχε.
If you want to rock out with some cavalry, be my guest. Not something I tend to use. Let's get a boy, Jason of the Argonauts, or Argonauts, however you want to pronounce it. He gathered a bunch of heroes on the ship, and I can't remember if he was starting a siege or if he was just going on a journey or something like that. I don't remember much about Jason. One of the few heroes that I can name, but if you ask me what his goal was, not gonna be able to tell you much. So basically, the choice is between Dionysus and Apollo. One of the things about Apollo is that he has Underworld, which is a portal that you can use from your base and place it next to another enemy base. It just allows you to teleport your soldiers. Mana cores are basically like your tanks, so they're expensive, but they're pretty handy. And one of the features about Apollo, he has Temple of the Healing. Any temples that you build and any units you send over there will be healed. So there's that. In my case, I went with Apollo on the footage you guys didn't get to see, and it kind of bit me in the ass because they kept attacking me with ships over here. So we're going to go with Dionysus. I don't use cavalry, but I can still use Hydra units for my siege, and use Scylla to keep these boys in check from attacking me.
Λέγε.
I'm going to build one of these up here because I know how annoying Troy can be.
Πρόσεχε. Μάλιστα.
Yep, you're dead. These little tents down here also count to your population. So, any tents that you usually have, try to keep them alive as best as possible because it saves you the resources of having to build houses and stuff.
Ετοίμος.
You usually get back. Apologize. Oh, here we go. Backstory of prophecy: he would someday be killed by Jason. King Policius of. I'm not even trying to pronounce that. Son to the hero. I'm gonna let you guys read that if you guys want. that each hero has their own little backstory. You can click on them and they tell you, what they're all about. Just to give you guys that. Let's see here. Let's start building our units now. So you guys take what, 2? Yeah. That's not what I wanted. God damn it.
Έτοιμος.
Start building our houses.
Μάλιστα.
When building houses, you usually leave a little bit of space because sometimes your villagers will actually get stuck between the houses.
Έστω.
And it's really irritating when you
Έστω.
have it trying to build an army and you realize all your villagers are stuck between your houses.
Μάλιστα. Ναι. Έστω. Βούλομαι.
Fortresses, always good to have. You can train your heroes from those too. You can get that's how you get your siege units, like these ones over here. That's cavalry, like I said, we're not going to bother with because they're just too damn expensive. Hercules, another good unit to have. If you don't know about Hercules, he had the 12 labors he had to complete because Zeus is a dick. It's as simple as that. He really is. Don't worry about that. That's not. I keep clicking that. I don't want that. And if you don't know too much about Zeus, you may really want to read up on your mythology. So, short terms, Zeus is the son of Kronos. When Kronos realized that some of his children would overthrow him, he tried to eat them. And I don't remember who it was. Now, it was one of the Titans, who's the mother of Zeus. I don't think it was Gaia. I could be completely wrong on that. But she stored Zeus away so that he could grow up and overthrow Kronos one day. So she wrapped up a stone in what Kronos thought he was eating his children. He wasn't. Zeus came around, kicked Kronos' ass, locked him, the rest of the Titans, away into Taurus, and Zeus, after that, became an arrogant prick, hated humanity, and when one of the... In some lore, he's counted as a god, some lore, he's counted as a demigod, some he's counted as a Titan, and at least in this game, Prometheus is counted as a Titan, bestowed fire upon humanity. Zeus was just like, nah, we can't have that. And basically cursed Prometheus with undying. So every time he died, he would be brought back and die again. So that was kind of a dick move to do. Zeus is not exactly a big fan of humans, so there's that. We're gonna build this over here.
Ναι. Έτοιμοι. Μάλιστα.
And as for the Titan campaign, the Nordic campaign, and the Chinese campaign, I don't think we'll be doing. Just because this campaign alone is like 32 levels. So, there's that. Make sure we get everything upgraded. Alright, cool. Come over here, build a couple of you guys. We'll get this built, and then we'll come over here and attack the town center they have over here. As a matter of fact, gentlemen, you actually have a job.
Λέγε, έστω. Λέγε, βούλομαι.
And one of the funny things about it is to actually no one's come over to attack these villagers.
Here's the gold we need.
We don't need that. Zeus is counted as the king of all gods. However, he's the king of the Olympian gods, not all gods. And that's a common mistake most people put in there. It's like, oh, Zeus, he's the king of all the gods. Like, no, he's the king of all the Olympian gods. You know, there's a huge difference, and some people will debate about that.
Πρόσεχε.
So, you know, just saying what I'm saying.
Βούλομαι.
You guys attacking that over there? What's going on?
A trade caravan! This supplies Troy with gold! We can put a stop to that!
You know what you can stop by is, you know, attacking that goddamn town center. You know, attacking that. Yo,
Πρόσεχε.
stop.
Ισμάχιν.
Attack the
Καλώς.
goddamn town center.
Ετοίμος.
I don't
Ναι.
care about the stupid trade caravans. Attack the goddamn town center.
Έτοιμος.
Yo, attack
He's
that.
volley.
I don't care about that.
Έτοιμος.
Since you're not part of my army, you can help these
Καλώς.
guys over here. I always said in my last videos, never leave your base unprotected because Troy will send soldiers over here to attack you. Oh, Jason died. Okay, so now you have Hera and you have Hephaestus, goddess of the home. She's basically the wife of Zeus and the mother of Hercules. You have Hephaestus over here, who was the husband of Aphrodite, but she decided to sleep with Ares. I'll let you get in that story. He's the god of the forge and labor. He gives you Colossus. She gives you Medusa. Plenty. Great item to have. You can get it. I always choose Hephaestus just because of that reason. It continuously restores your resources. She gives you upgraded walls. Medusa is basically an archer in this game. Colossus is a siege unit. But you get Cancer, basically the crab over here, for your siege units. Or, excuse me, sea mythical units. I tend to go Dionysus because I prefer Scylla over a giant crab. Lightning Storm is really good to have because it wipes out a lot of enemies. With the Hephaestus over here, you get more upgrades. They're a little more expensive, and they tend to be more for fortress units than anything else. But I always go with my boy Hephaestus over here, just because of the Plenty Vault. So, oh, look at Troy sending a scout over here. Ain't that just cute? I'm gonna take all you
Έτοιμοι, ναι.
guys over here.
Βούλομαι.
Just because I don't want Troy. You guys still haven't destroyed that yet? Come on, guys. Seriously. Oh, that's cute. Use a lightning bolt on my goddamn cavalry.
Έτοιμοι.
Don't be looking over here. Let's see. Let's get a couple hydras out here. You don't really need too big of a force. There's not much. I think they have like a couple fortresses or something like that, so be wary of that. Mostly it's just gates and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about it too much.
Μάλιστα.
Oh yes, like our goats. So this is, like I said, this is the only one you'll get of this. So we're actually going to keep it over here. We're going to replace it with a Hydra. And we're going to take these boys over here and we're going to start our assault. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Έτοιμοι. Ναι.
Yeah, get your dumb ass over
Βούλομαι.
there. Like I always say, pay attention to units because Troy will attack you. It's goddamn annoying. Ah, not so fun, huh? Little turd.
Βούλομαι. Μάλιστα.
Oh, good. You're already growing. Perfect. Ship streams faster. Don't really care too much about that. We're gonna get one more of these. Oh, good. We can finally start burning. Yeah, Myrmidons. They're perfect against Egyptian, Norse, Chinese, and human Atlantean soldiers. They're basically the OP soldier of all OP soldiers. So they're actually fairly cheap for how good they actually are. They could actually be slightly more expensive. Let's get aboard Jason Mega here. And then you have Belethorn. He's basically the guy who slew the Chimera. stuck his spear into the Chimera's mouth, and the Chimera blew fire. It ended up getting stuck and choking the thing to death. Yeah, this is where stuff gets a lot more expensive, because now it's like 500 a pop. So, be wary. You have... Oh, it was, and I forgot to put in the description last video when I did. It was, ooh, wow, we're burning through that gold real quick. Holy crap. 600, god damn. Okay, we might need to make some villagers over here. I didn't think we were burning gold through that quickly. Holy sh... Ooh. Almost dropped a big bomb there. Like I always say, I try to keep my channel PG-13 best as possible, so... what the hell's going on here? Of course, you killed off my goddamn villager. Troy, you ass.
Λέγε.
Yo. Take care of Troy for me, man. What was I saying? Oh, it was David and Goliath is the one I was thinking of. I'm pretty sure they're not Greek or Roman, but that was the whole thing I was thinking with Colossus. Alright, since we got more than enough, I'm not really too worried about Troy. They're stupid units. Plenty Vault. Make sure you have it, because Troy will sometimes try to sneak units over here to try to grab it for themselves. Scylla's, you can finally get your butts over here and attack those goddamn things.
Πρόσεχε.
You guys are gonna come over here.
Βούλομαι.
Wipe them out, boys. Wipe them out.
Πρόσταγμα.
We got more than enough soldiers, so I'm not worried one goddamn bit. Not fun when your villagers get attacked, huh? Yeah, that's the screams of my enemies.
Μάλιστα.
Πρόσεχε.
You will find Troy to be very, very annoying in this goddamn game. Oh, we're coming for that Trojan gate.
Έτοιμοι. Μεταλλεύς.
Ετοίμος.
I'm gonna keep you over here with these guys. Gonna miss out on the action, but that's
Ετοίμος,
okay.
ναι.
Pretty sure we can go this way.
Μάλιστα. Ναι.
Good. So let's attacking that place.
Έστω.
There is no way in hell you killed. Oh. Yeah.
Λέγε.
Now you guys can actually be useful. Get your butts over here. So. And when I explained in my other video, I cannot speak. Video footage you guys never got to see. If you don't know anything about Scylla, Scylla was basically one of the sea creatures that Odysseus and his men had to cross through a cave, through a pathway to try to shortcut way through home. They had to go through Scylla and Charybdis. Scylla just slowly started picking off his people. Scylla is basically just a water version of the Hydra. And Charybdis was a giant whirlpool sea monster. Oh, yes. Relics.
Λέγε. Μάλιστα.
We're coming for that gate, Troy.
Βούλομαι.
Yes, what's this one? Infantry have more hack armor. Relics. Take these to your temples, and any benefits, they will be added to your units.
Ετοίμος.
In this case, my soldiers will get more hack.
Μεταλλεύς.
Oh, it's not 2 minutes, only like 40 seconds or something like that. That is, who is that? That's, Hermes.
Ναι.
Whole peaceful thing, which is ceasefire. It stops all units from attacking yours, the enemies. In this case, Troy's trying to stall. For me not wiping them out. 500. This also stops your technology from proceeding too, so be wary of that. Yeah, it's all gold. Good old, what, 1 whole minute or so? We gotta wait. Nope. No. You two, break the goddamn gate. I know exactly what you boys were going after. You're going after that goddamn marketplace. Where's that boy?
Dogs have reached our inner walls.
Prostegma.
Who you calling a dog, buddy?
Volume.
Last I checked, you're the one getting your butt kicked. Oh, I got that ability too. And I also have this. But you boys don't.
Destroy our market. If we lose our trade, it will hurt us badly.
And you upgrade your walls too. That's real cute. There goes your walls.
The more caravans we destroy, the fewer troops the Trojans will train.
Destroy the goddamn marketplace. As Solomon would say, burn it all to the ground. 50-40. Should have enough to wipe the guys out. Yo! Attack goddamn. Oh, you can attack that.
We've got to protect our trade caravans.
And we'll tear down here in a second.
Λέγε.
How about you focus on attacking that instead of stupid mining game? Guess your siege, you nigger bar. Attack the gate. That's your whole objective. Go. Attack the goddamn gate.
Πρόσταγμα, βούλομαι.
The Atlantean and Odysseus dare to attack us.
Καλώς.
Defend. Troy will never fall.
Oh, Troy falls, alright. It falls in an unusual way, too. Once again, that's an inside joke. You have to read the Odyssey. Oh, 100 units actually dead.
The gate is down.
And that's how you defeat Troy. Alright, so like I said, I try not to use cheat codes. There's no big debate about it. I try to keep nostalgia as best as possible. Like I said, the only time I ever use cheat codes is when I tend to mess up or OBS tends to mess up. In this case, I actually forgot which recording button I was using, so... I'll overthink it if I decide to use cheat codes. Like I said, the only cheat codes I ever use, I'll usually get my resources up and then just play out the rest of the way. So if I actually do use cheat codes, any resources that once they run out, I'll just use the nostalgia way of actually going to get them instead of just using cheat codes to refill them back up. Like I said, each of these episodes, usually between like 25-30 minutes long, so I can understand why people would, not want to watch the entire thing. And there's, like I said, there's 32 levels in this game, so we're just getting to the tip of the Greeks. So, but I hope you guys' Thursday is going good. Like I said, if you guys want, I'll add like some music into that too, so you can hear commentary and you can hear music when I'm focusing on attacking units in the game. I'll leave that up to you guys. But catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks, guys.